Today we're going to be reviewing some very important parts of books. These words are really important for you to know for first grade. The first one is title. Can you say that word with me? Title. And the title is the name of the book. The title is often on the front cover. It's usually the biggest words on the front cover too. Every book has a front cover and a back cover. For example, here's on the construction site. This is the front cover. It has the name of the book in big letters. It also shows the author and the illustrator, and usually has some pictures for what the book is about. This side is the back cover. Sometimes it tells you some more information about what the book is going to be about. Another important word that you need to know for first grade is author. Can you say that word with me? Author. And the author is the person who wrote the words. They wrote the story. And in a fiction story, that person came up with the idea. Maybe they are the one that made up Elephant and Piggy, or made up Anna and Elsa, or made up Sophia, or made up Batman. Those are authors. People make up those ideas and write about them. Then you also need to know the word illustrator. It's a tricky word. Say it with me. Illustrator. Illustrator. And the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures. In picture books, sometimes there's someone who just doesn't write the words, just draws the pictures. Sometimes, and now this is tricky, sometimes the author and the illustrator are the same person. Just like when we write books at school, we are both the author and the illustrator. We write the words and we draw the pictures. Sometimes one person does both jobs. They are the author and the illustrator. Sometimes two different people work together to make a book. One person comes up with the story and writes the words. The other person draws pictures to go with the story. Sometimes the author and illustrator are different people, two different people who work together. Let's look at some titles and some covers of books. Ready? All right, so here is the Three Billy Goats graph. And you can see the title really big. The Three Billy Goats graph. Where do you think the name of the author is? That's right. This name right here is the name of the author, Paul Galdone. And because there's only one name, that means this person is the author and the illustrator. They wrote the words and drew the pictures. Let's look at another one. All right, this is The Pigeon Has to Go to School. Where is the title of the book? That's right, this is the title. Usually the biggest words on the cover are the title. We also can use what we know about letters and words to help us. This book is called The Pigeon Has to Go to School. Let's see if the letters match. The, sight word power, good. Pigeon. Does this word start with p? Yes, it does. The pigeon has to, yep, go, yep, sight word, to, school. Yeah, that matches. That's the title. And then down here it says Words and Pictures by Mo Willems. What does that mean? Who is the author? You can say the author is, yeah, the author is Mo Willems. He wrote the words. What about the pictures? Who is the illustrator? You can say the illustrator is, that's right, the illustrator is also Mo Willems. He wrote the words and drew the pictures. What about this one? This book is called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Can you find the title? Which words are the title? Are they these words? If you give a mouse, no, that doesn't work. That's not if. If's a sight word. It doesn't start with an L. Silly, silly. Let's try these big words up here. If, good, you, yep, that's you. Give, yep, that word works. A, mouse, yep. A, cookie. That works. Those letters match up with the sounds. Where do we see the author's name? Who wrote the book? Laura Numeroff. She's the author. There's her name. Right here it says illustrated by Felicia Bond. So who drew the pictures? Felicia Bond drew the pictures. In this book, one woman, Laura Numeroff, wrote the story, the words, and a different woman, Felicia Bond, illustrated the book. She drew the pictures. They worked together as a team. Let's look at one more. Ready? Here's the cover of Froggy Gets Dressed. Can you point to the title? Here it is. Froggy Gets Dressed. You can use the letter sounds to help you. The first sound of the first word in Froggy Gets Dressed should be f, f, f. Froggy gets dressed. That's it. All right, let's read down here. This is a sight word. What word is that? By. B-Y spells by, by. By Jonathan London. Who's the author? That's right. The author is Jonathan London. And then who can help me? What do we think this says? Use the first sound. Illustrated by Frank Remkowitz. What does that mean? Who drew the pictures? Frank Remkowitz drew the pictures. Illustrated by Frank Remkowitz. And who wrote the words? Jonathan London. He's the author, and Frank is the illustrator. It is two different people who work together as a team to make the book.